Hello and welcome, crafty friends. This is Rachel, Crafting Mama Bear, and today I'll be showing you how I made this blue and silver Christmas wreath using all items from Dollar Tree. I used 6 rolls of the Dollar Tree Deco Mesh, some silver pipe cleaners, 2 rolls of the silver glitter wired ribbon, 1 bouquet of these silver poinsettias, 2 of the silver apple clips, and 1 of these silver glitter big decorative bows. I'll also be using one of the Dollar Tree wreath forms. For tools, I will be using my rotary cutter, a pair of scissors, my wire cutters that I use for jewelry, and some hot glue. To start out with my wreaths, I always cut everything down first. So for my mesh, I will be cutting down pieces at 30 inch pieces of mesh. I will be using 2 pieces of mesh per bundle and 2 pieces of ribbon per bundle. And for the ribbon, I cut my thick wired ribbon down to 9-inch long pieces. If I was going to be adding one of the thinner glitter ribbon that Dollar Tree has that doesn't have wire in it, I would have cut that down to 8 inches. Just because they flop around a lot, and taking that 1 inch off seems to make a difference. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So after I have my ribbon cut, I fold over the short ends and then cut a little V in the end to dovetail the ends of all of my ribbon. And I usually do an assembly line where I'll cut all of my mesh and all of my ribbon, but for the purposes of the video, it's easier to just do it this way so I don't have to edit a whole bunch of footage and stop and start the video so much. So for each bundle, I will be using 1 pipe cleaner. And to make the bundle, you're going to take 1 piece of mesh, pinch it at the bottom, and then gather it into your fingers so it makes a little bow tie or little butterfly wings. Just like that. Once you have that piece, you're going to take one of your pieces of ribbon, find the middle, pinch it, and lay it on top. And then you'll take your pipe cleaner, fold it in half, then wrap the pipe cleaner around the top of the mesh, fold it over, and then twist your pipe cleaner a couple times. Now, I didn't realize when I purchased this mesh, I thought it was all this really pretty blue color, but no. I think 4 of the 6 were purple with a shiny blue inside. So once I figured that out when I was cutting the mesh, I laid it on my wreath where I tried to put as much of the purple on the bottom layer so you didn't see it as much. The person that I made this for requested a blue and silver wreath, and when I found that out, I took a picture of the wreath once I finished it and told her about the color, and she said it looked fine to her and she took it and she really liked it. So let me know in the comments if you can even tell that it's purple or not. So here is one of the bundles with 2 pieces of mesh and 2 pieces of ribbon. To add it to your wreath form, you're going to separate the pipe cleaner, and we're going to add it onto the middle 2 rods or rings on the pipe cleaner, on the wreath form. So just twist it on there a couple times. I don't worry too much about what my bundle looks like, but I do try and make sure that my ribbon looks okay. So voila, here it is with all of the bundles attached. Now I'm going to cut down all the pipe cleaners on the back and push them down so they are out of the way. So I'm interested to know if I actually hit 10 subscribers. Woohoo! I know some of you are my friends and family, but I'm interested to know if any of you are going to be making a wreath, or if you are a wreath maker or a crafter, or if you're going to be making any projects for your home this holiday season. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. And especially if you end up recreating this wreath or something like it, find me on Instagram. I'll leave a link to my account in the description bar, so you can tag me, and I'd love to see what you're making. So once you cut the pipe cleaners in the back, now it's time to really fluff up your wreath, pull out your ribbon, make sure it's looking the way you want it to. Before you start adding all of your embellishments onto it. So this big silver glitter bow comes on a clip. I'm going to be cutting the clip off because I want to secure it into the wreath. So I just took my wire cutters and cut it down. And now I'm going to cut off all of the tags for my other embellishments. I thought about taking apart these apple present clips and individually putting some of the stuff on the wreath, but I ended up liking it the way it was, and so I just kept them together and I pulled off the little clips on them. They pulled off really easily. And for the flowers, I'm just going to cut them down. Oh, I left about an inch of the stem on it so I could make sure to glue that onto the wreath. So now that I have all of my embellishments cut down, I'm going to get my bow ready because I'm going to hot glue a pipe cleaner on the back of it, so I'll be able to tie it onto the wreath form and make sure that it's really secure on there. And this will take a little bit of time for it to dry. So while it's drying, I'll be placing my florals and everything onto my wreath and adhering them. So I will set that aside to dry, and I'm going to bring down my wreath and start laying everything down so I can get an idea of where I want everything placed. And I wanted to keep in mind where my big bow was going to be, so I did accommodate for that and leave space up at the top where I was going to be adding that on there. And I did like that the poinsettia bundle did have that extra silver pine cone and the silver berries, and I was able to add that in, and I think it just added a little something extra, a little bit of extra texture throughout, and a little bit more green. Let me know if you like the greenery in it. I don't know, I think it looks fine, but I was worried that she wanted a completely blue and silver wreath, and I gave her a little bit of greenery in it, but I think it looks really pretty. Oh, these Dollar Tree embellishments aren't the best, so I just went ahead and put a little bit of glue on that and slid it right back into the little plastic piece that it belonged on. And to adhere all of these, I have switched my glue over to the Gorilla hot glue because I was watching this Southern Girl Can. She does a lot of wreath making videos, and she had mentioned that the Gorilla glue, hot glue, is the only one she uses because it can withstand temperature changes. And when I was first making wreaths, I didn't even think about that. So to those people who purchase wreaths from me when I first made them, if they start falling apart, just let me know and I'll fix it for you. But this Gorilla Glue is strong, and I also like that it doesn't leak everywhere. I don't know if I was just using the wrong hot glue, but it just poured out of my glue gun, and this doesn't seem to do that. So I really like it. And the wonderful thing about making these mesh wreaths is that you don't have to be too precise about gluing them in. Put a little bit of glue at the end of the floral or a big old glob on one of these, and it's going to just adhere to the mesh no problem. And I found that especially this Gorilla Glue holds really, really, really well. So if you're doing DIY projects or wreath making, I highly recommend, if you're not using the Gorilla Hot Glue, to definitely incorporate it. I have a ton of other glue just sitting here that I don't know what I'm going to do with, but anyways. So now that all of the florals and picks are on, the glue on the bow has dried. Now I'm just going to separate some of the mesh so I can find where the metal rods are for the wreath form. I'm going to slide it through, and I'm not going to tighten it down completely right now. I'm just going to kind of loosely put it on and then flip it over and make sure that it's where I want it on the wreath form. And if I like where it looks, then I will go ahead and tighten it down a little bit more. But there it is. There is the completed wreath on my door. I think it turned out really nice. The friend who ended up getting it really liked it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And leave me a comment in the comment below and let me know if you are going to be trying something like this or if you'll be making something for your front door. Until next time, bye-bye.